Hello everyone, my name is Roger Bassett. I'd just like to say a big thank you to everybody that has liked, shared and subscribed to my channel already. It is massively important to its growth. I'm compiling a new video. It's going to be called The Lost Pubs of Keighley. It should be very interesting. So please tell me as well, which was your first pub you had your first pinting? Mine was the Woodhouse pub, based on the Woodhouse estate in Keighley. So it should be very interesting. I'm busy compiling it all, so we'll see what it turns out to be. So catch you later, guys. Hello everyone, I'm just outside the Ainworth Wood Community Centre, based on the Woodhouse estate. In a few moments time I'll be walking along Woodhouse Road to where the Woodhouse pub used to exist. Hayes Brewery wanted to name the purpose-built pub the Grinning Rat, but then changed the name through immense pressure to the Woodhouse. I am just showing you now where the pub used to exist. The Woodhouse pub was the first pub I had my first pint in 1974. The licensees were Gordon and Christine Ryan. They run the pub for over 25 years. Eventually, the Woodhouse pub changed its name to the Rover's Return. The pub was demolished in 1995. Hello everyone, I'm just outside what used to be the Burlington Arms, and as you can see where I've been filming, it is getting converted into either accommodation or some sort of flats probably, or a house. But just going to briefly talk about the history. The Burlington Arms was acquired by Timothy Taylor's brewery on the 6th of November 1877. William Hay, innkeeper and gardener, leased to Alexander Bell. Brewer, Barrowford, 1857. Jonas Ellison, 1861. And of course, earlier on in the documentary, I was talking about the Woodhouse pub, and the licensees there were Gordon and Christine Ryan. They ran the pub for a considerable amount of time before leaving the Woodhouse pub and taking over the licensee premises of the Burlington Arms. I'm not exactly sure on the dates, but when they arrived here, they ran this pub, the Burlington, for a great deal of time until its closure. I'm not absolutely sure on the dates, but I used to enjoy coming down into the Burlington when Gordon and Christine Ryan were the licensees. Had a great full team and good jukebox actually. Really enjoyed it. This former Timothy Taylor's pub dates back to the 1840s and was originally known as the Sportsman until Taylor's purchased it in 1872 and changed the name originally after a shift of ownership to the Worth Inns in 1998. The Cricks, as it's fondly known, started to be the pub you knew and loved. Since being run by Worth Inns, it has been in the Good Beer Guide for over 15 years, with regular beers from Settle and Old Spot breweries, along with free guest beers. The ghost of a man in a flat cap is said to haunt the Cricketers' Arms in Keighley Landlord John Mitchell claims to have seen the ghostly figure 3 times while locking up at night. He suspects the man died in the late 1950s following an accident at the Coney Lane pub. Unfortunately, the pub is permanently closed, with great sadness. Hello everyone, I'm on location at the top end of Camden Street, and the building that I'm focusing on, as you can see, is occupied by Sue Ryder, but originally it was a nightclub, a speakeasy, in the late 70s. Around about 1975 I think it opened, and it had 2 bars downstairs and a dance floor, and the upper part had a restaurant and a bar and an area for a band to play on, which was supported in the middle because it looked as though it was floating. The speakeasy, as it was called when it opened, was one of the first nightclubs in Keighley. Then after a brief period, the club changed its name to the Knickers nightclub. Hello everyone, I have just moved into the War Memorial Park area to do the rest of the talk about the nightclub. Of course, it changed its name from the speakeasy to the Knickers, and it has a claim to fame. A punk band by the name of the Sex Pistols played a gig here at the club on the 19th of December 1977. But the first time that they was meant to play, they didn't turn up, but it was the second time of asking that they appeared. The actual gig was advertised by a bevy of local girls wearing edible knickers. Quite appropriate, I suppose. The Sex Pistols recorded some classic songs such as Pretty Vacant, Anarchy in the UK and God Save the Queen. I know the nightclub Knickers isn't actually a pub, but I just felt it is appropriate to put it into this documentary. Hi everyone, I am now inside the actual building, which was a purpose-built picture house, built in the 1890s. It was built as the town hall livery stable, and you could probably tell that when I was filming outside from across the road. It was converted into the Regent Picture House. Then in 1976, it was Star Bingo House. Then it became Orbit Hardware Store in September 1980. And from November 1983, it became a nightclub, Champers, which I visited quite frequently. And then it became Blush, which was situated upstairs in 2010, and then after that it was converted into a pub called Lost Orders. Then after the pub it went back to a nightclub which was called 101. Lost Orders closed in 2015, and then in August 2019 it had a complete revamp. I'll show you around in a few moments. As you can see in front of me, I am treating myself to a drink, Captain Morgan's and Coke. Today, the livery rooms is a part of J.G. Witherspoon's, the actual pub that owns these buildings in Keighley. Hello everyone, I hope you are enjoying this video film documentary about the Lost Pubs of Keighley. And please don't forget to put your comments in, especially where you had your first pint based in Keighley. Timothy Taylor's is a family-owned regional brewery founded in 1858 by Timothy Taylor. Originally based in Cook Lane, Keighley, West Yorkshire, England, Timothy Taylor's moved to larger premises in 1863 at Knoll Spring in Keighley, where they remain to this day. The brewery is still family owned and was family run until 2014, when the chief executive, Charles Dent, retired and became the chairman. The brewery is best known for Timothy Taylor's Landlord, the second highest selling cask ale in Britain, which accounts for 80% of output. Timothy Taylor's best known beer is Landlord, a pale ale, 4.3% ABV, when cask conditioned. The brand attracted media attention in 2003 when Madonna said in an interview with Jonathan Ross that it was her favourite beer. The Volunteers, based at the top part of Locum Lane, Keighley, was the first pub bought by Timothy Taylor in December 1859. The Vaults, as it's commonly known by the locals based in Keighley, has a very interesting link. The Drill Hall opened in 1867, designed by Messrs John Hudson and Moore, Keighley, for the 35th West Yorkshire Volunteer Corps. It was extended in 1876 and 1897. It is known that the Volunteer Corps would sign up to the regular army inside the Volunteers pub itself. This is depicted in the sign above the door on the actual pub. I am now turning my attention to the Cavendish Hotel. The Cavendish was built in the 1900s and it is depicted above the actual building at the front. Oddfellows Arms used to be on the same site as the Cavendish. It was demolished in 1899 to make way for the Cavendish Hotel. It was supplied beer through J. Ramsden's of Halifax. The Ship Inn, West Lane, part of Bentley's Yorkshire Beers, BYB brewery chain, closed on the 5th of April 1969. Good Friday. Last licensees were Jack and Maureen Beck. The Crossroads Inn, based in Crossroads near to Haworth, acquired by D. Fielding Brewer Bradshaw the 21st of January 1869. Unfortunately, the pub is now closed. The new inn, Crossroads, acquired by Timothy Taylor's on the 4th of November 1859. Unfortunately, the pub is now closed. The Gatehouse pub, formerly the Grapes, on the High Street, Keighley, built in 1880. Unfortunately, the pub is now closed. I am now focusing my attention on the Victoria Hotel, on Cavendish Street. Acquired by J. Whittam Brewer, Burton on Trent, 15th of October 1889. In its heyday, it would have been a magnificent place, catering mainly for travellers. The Vine Tavern, Hope Place off South Street, Keighley, acquired by Timothy Taylor's Brewery on 9th of January 1873, closed April 2012. The Eastwood Tavern, acquired by Booth and Ogden Brewers Brighouse, 10th of February 1875. Moving on now to the Worth Valley Inn, probably built in 1870s as an end of terrace pub. Broadman's United Breweries acquired it at auction on the 25th of August 1897. Unfortunately, last orders has been called. Hello everyone, we are getting to the concluding part of the Lost Pubs film documentary. I mentioned in the first part of it where you had your first pint. Mine was the Woodhouse pub based on the Woodhouse estate in Keighley, but I would like to know which was your local. A lot of people have their first pint in a pub and they call it their local. My first pint was in the Woodhouse pub, but my local was the Great Northern at Ingrove. Hi everyone, I'm just outside the Great Northern pub. This used to be my local. It was built in the early 19th century, and in a few moments time I'm going to call inside and buy myself a pint. Hi everyone, I'm now inside the Great Northern and I've bought myself today a pint of Guinness. I'm sat inside the games room, I'll show you around. It has completely changed from when I came in before. It's all different now, it's all open plan. So I'm going to sit and enjoy my pint of Guinness and see what the rest of the day brings. Hello everyone, the building I'm just showing you now used to be the Albion Cycling Club, Keighley. It was the Albion Cycling Club for quite many a year, and then it transformed into a pub which used to be called Steptoes. And it is of course part of the Lost Pubs in Keighley film documentary. John Shuttleworth, 1877, the Black Horse Brewery, Low Street, Keighley. Unfortunately, the pub is now permanently closed. The building in front of me now is occupied by High Energy Health Club, but formerly it used to be a working man's club called The Workers, and then it became a pub called Bailey's. I am not absolutely sure on dates. The Globe, situated at the bottom of Parkwed Street, Keighley. 1881, landlord Robinson Craggs from Bucknell, Lincoln. Acquired by H. Thompson, Brewer, Keighley, the 4th of January 1873. Then acquired by Great Northern Railway on the 7th of October 1883. Acquired by A. King, 4th of January 1889, ex-Northern Railway Company. The Mason's Arms, situated on Longcroft, was built in 1853 by William Folds. It was acquired by Timothy Taylor's Brewery, Keighley, on the 12th of November 1885. Unfortunately, the pub is now permanently closed. With great sadness, the pub was also known as the Brewery Arms. The Wellington Hotel, situated on Hanover Street, Keighley, landlord Ed Cooper, acquired by T. Wall, brewer and wine dealer, Keighley, on the 4th of November 1856. Unfortunately, the Wellington Hotel closed in 1989. It was built where the first Mason's Arms once stood, on 81 Low Street, on the corner of Hanover Street and Low Street, Keighley. I am now focusing my attention on the Gardener's Arms, situated on Hanover Street, Keighley. The premises were first noted as being used as a beer retailer in 1848. Whitbreads, who acquired the pub with the Bentley's Yorkshire Breweries business towards the end of the 1960s. I am now focusing my attention on the Golden Fleece. The Golden Fleece stood on Low Street. It is now occupied by the Marks and Spencer's building, but formerly it was the site of the Fleece. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. It is vastly important to its growth. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and God bless.